Continuing on the custom card review streak, we're going to be talking about a free-to-play LR Gogeta Blue, and it's coming in from our guy, Skylar Hammer. But before I go ahead and read Skylar Hammer's custom card, send me Dokkan concepts over to bhdevcustomcards@gmail.com so I can get to your Dokkan concept as soon as possible while I get all these recent and older Dokkan concepts out the way. So Skylar says, this is my idea for an 11th or 12th anniversary free-to-play LR that brings free-to-play players, or it just says free to players. I guess you meant to type free to play players, but it says free to players. Free to play players, their first 200% leader. Hope you like it. Absolutely. Thank you for sending in your custom card, Sky. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we have here. Okay, so it looks good on this screen. I'm not going to be blocking off too many words. Am I? Nah, I think it's completely fine because I've had my camera off for like a couple days now. Without even noticing, so I think it's fine, so that way I don't end out the video forgetting that my camera's off. Okay, with that being said, we have an Int LR Supreme Godly Fusion Blue Gogeta. His leader skill is all types, 3 key, and 170% across the board, and an additional 30% of the stats goes to characters who are super class. Pretty solid leader skill for a free-to-play 200% LR. So his 12 key, that being Meteor, Assault, Key, Cannon. He stacks attack and defense and has a 70% chance to stun. And his 18 key, that being Assault, Rush, Kamehameha. He gets 50% attack and defense for one turn, as well as a 70% chance to crit. And his passive, that being the Ultimate Omnipotent Warrior. He activates the interest animation when there is a Power Beyond Super Saiyan category on a team. And he gets 20% damage reduction for 5 turns and launches a guarantee super as well for those 5 turns. And his base effects, 3 key and 170% attack and defense baseline, as well as unrestricted guard, and he gets 1 key per keystone obtained, and he's effective against all types for free, as well as giving all allies 3 key and 50% attack and defense for free. Wow, his base effects are pretty good. Key per keystone obtained, unrestricted guard, as well as support, that's really good. And before he attacks, he gets 60% damage reduction, and after he attacks, he gets 30% damage reduction. And when attacking with 12 or more key, he gets 59% defense and a 70% chance of launching an additional super attack. And when attacking with 18 or more key, he gets 59% attack and he launches a guarantee super. And for every attack received, he gets 5% attack and defense up to 100%. And as the first or third attacker in a turn, at the start of turn, he is a Rainbow Orb Changer. And he also randomly changes key spheres to int. So he's a double orb changer. Randomly changing key spheres to both int and rainbow. Okay, interesting. Wow. I think he's good. I think he's good. Yeah. The one thing I was gonna say is that he doesn't have too many stats in his kit, but it makes sense considering that he's a free-to-play LR, but by the time we do get to the, well, what did he say? I think he said the 11th or 12th anniversary, where this would be like a concept for that specific time frame. I think that by that time, bosses are obviously going to be hitting much more harder. The landscape of the content is going to be way more different. So I think by then, he'd have to have higher stats. But outside of that, I think he's pretty goddamn good. Not only can he do up to, what's that? That's 1 super. That is, what else? That's an additional super attack chance, but granted, you do get lucky. That is 2. And of course, that is 3 right over here. So you can do 3 plus supers. And those 3 plus supers are going to be directly put into his stack and attack and defense, his 12th key. I do like that. Yeah, because he's going to do his first 18 key super. And he has 3 supers built into his kit, 2 being guaranteed and 1 being a chance. And that is directly built on top of this 12 key. That's good. And also factor in that he has 20% damage reduction for 5 turns right over here. He has unrestricted guard here. He has 60% damage reduction before attacking and 30% after he attacks. So within those 5 turns, this guy can have up to 80% damage reduction before attacking and 50% after attacking with guard, while also supporting and being effective against all types, key per keystone obtained, and granted, if he's sitting inside the first slot, which he's going to be inside within the first 5 turns, because he's going to have up to 80% damage reduction before he attacks with his guard, he's going to be double orb changing. And his double orb changing is not only going to help out the rotation, but it's also going to help him to get his buffs when he's above the 12 or 18 key threshold. That's good. That's certainly good. Yeah, this guy is pretty good. My only thing is that he does need higher stats, because the landscape of the content that we're going to have in the 11th/12th year anniversaries, they're going to be very, very different. I'd like to assume they're going to be very different, because look where we're at right now. I mean, are we going to sit in this 220 meta until the 12th year anniversary? Because it took, what, 3 years for us to get out of the 200% leader skill meta? Yeah, it took about 3 years, because it was the start of the 7th anniversary. It was 7th anniversary up to the 10th anniversary. So it took just about 3 years for us to get out of the 200% leader skill meta. So probably 13th anniversary. Damn, it's so crazy to think this game is this old, bro. It's so crazy. Man, okay. And how long did it take us to get out of the 170% meta? Man, that's such an interesting thought. It really is. All right, but yeah, that's all I'd say, to be honest. He's pretty goddamn good. And also, of course, him being inside the first slot, he's going to take those attacks to build up his attack and defense fairly easily. Now, is that going to be a lot of attacks for him to get hit to build up? Probably, because 5% attack and defense up to 100%. How many attacks is that? I can't do the math off the top of my head, but that's a bunch of attacks. I think that's 20? I'm just guessing a number. I think that's 20 attacks he has to take to build that up to full. Yeah. Yeah, that should be 20. That should be 20. Just doing quick math off the top of my head. Alright, so his active skill, that being Godly Big Bang Kamehameha. The condition can be activated after receiving 10 or more attacks, and after performing 10 or more super attacks. Ooh, that's... Man. So he has to take 10 attacks, and he has to do 10 supers. So this guy can do up to 5+ supers in a turn. Right? 3 inside of his passive, 1 being a chance, and the 2 being guaranteed. 1 from his hidden potential system plus, and his base. So you can do up to 5+ supers. So the fastest you can get this out, granted the boss is giving you a decent amount of hits inside the first slot, man, the fastest you can get this out is like, what, turn 5? If you're lucky, turn 5. If you're unlucky, probably like turn 7 or 9. Or maybe later. This can be inconsistent, for sure. This can definitely be inconsistent. Alright, so the effects. He massive raises attack temporarily and causes ultimate damage to enemy. And within the turn activated, all attacks become guaranteed crits. And he gives all allies in battle 30% attack and defense. I love that. That is so strong, self-excluded. He's so good. He's so good. I like his design a lot. Double orb changing that directly supports his need to get above the key thresholds to get those additional super attack chances off, so the guaranteed super attack off, as well as the 2 stat buffs that he gets for being above those thresholds. What else does he get? Him being a support type unit in both his active skill as well as his base effect inside his passive. Him getting up to 80+% damage reduction before attacking, and then after he attacks, getting that 50% damage reduction while also having unrestricted guard. He's pretty damn good, and him having that Keeper Geezer obtained with the double orb changing is just the cherry on top. I mean, he has a feather against all types because he's, of course, a damn blue Gogeta. And another thing I noticed is that he does not have any crit built into him, which I'm completely fine with. I have no complaint there. He's int, right? He is int. Okay. Yeah. And after those 5 turns where he loses the guarantee super as well as the damage reduction, he's still gonna have that 60% damage reduction, that 30% damage reduction after attacking. He's good. I would say he's good. Maybe could he get pierced? He definitely demands slot 1. He definitely does. I would love to have seen what his stats look like, but I think he's good. Maybe a longer fight can hurt him. My only thing is that Yeah, guard with 60% damage. I'm not even gonna act like that's gonna. No, I think he's gonna be fine. Even relevant content, he's good. My only thing is that he definitely needs higher stats because by the time we get to those the 11th or 12th anniversaries, obviously it's gonna be different, and those bosses are probably gonna be hitting much harder than what we got now, and probably have way more HP. So this guy definitely needs more stats to help out in that situation. So Gogeta's good. I don't think I have anything bad to say about him, other than the fact that his stats need to be higher for the 11th, 12th anniversary. He's good. He certainly is pretty well in his active skill condition. This could be a bit inconsistent. It could be. I mean, because yeah, it could be. It could be because you bare minimum are getting 3+ supers. You're getting 3+ supers. 1 being from your base and 2 being from your passive. Because remember, it's chances for your hidden potential as well as for this additional super attack chance right over here when he's doing 12 more key. So latest you can probably see this is like what, like turn, I think it's like turn 7. Yeah, no, he's good. He's good though. He has way more pros and cons. But yeah, Blue Gogeta is good, man. That's all I gotta say. I appreciate you guys for watching. You guys are the best. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Join the 24/7 Discord server. Link is down below in the description. You guys join today. And also, send me Dokkan concepts over to bhdevcustomcars@gmail.com so I can get to your Dokkan concept as soon as possible while I get all these recent and older Dokkan concepts out the way. W concept Skylar. I'm a fan. I'm completely on board with Dokkan giving us a free-to-play 200% headlining LR. Yeah, for an anniversary, obviously. A free-to-play anniversary headlining LR that is a 200% leader. I'm on board. I'm all hands on deck for this. Maybe they do, but would it be a 200%? It would be a 200%. It would be. They wouldn't give us a free 220. They wouldn't do that. I mean, technically they did. Technically, Dokkan gave every one of you fuckers, including myself, they gave all of us a free 220. Remember, because it was that little stone, right? That you got during the 10th anniversary. The 10th year anniversary, man. Just that alone, that just made it like so much better. Being able to pick whatever unit you want, bro. You was able to pick fucking Vegito or Gogeta. That's like 1A, 1B to pick easily. But yeah, that's gonna be about it. Peace.